The thrill of the hunt is a feeling by many who frequent thrift shops and secondhand stores.
2 local college students shopping for bargains made once-in-a-lifetime buys.
This is awesome.
It's the anticipation of stumbling upon something truly remarkable.
The history behind it all, too. So amazing.
So cool.
20 cents a piece.
Wandering through the aisles, surrounded by an eclectic array of items, each seemingly holding a mystery of their own.
People ask what's the strangest thing I've ever found in a locker. I can honestly say a human skull.
From dusty corners to hidden nooks, these local spots occasionally hold more than meets the eye.
A picture may be worth 1,000 words, but some are worth millions of dollars.
So, grab your magnifying glass and join us on a riveting journey where the mundane often transforms into the extraordinary. Here's 15 unexpected historical relics discovered thrift shopping. Number 15, the Declaration of Independence. In a brilliant stroke of luck, a thrift shop aficionado stumbled upon a rare 184-year-old copy of the Declaration of Independence. While casually browsing through the aisles of the Music City thrift shop in Nashville, Tennessee, Michael Sparks stumbled upon a rolled-up document that was yellowed and shellacked. Astonishingly, upon inquiry, the clerk nonchalantly affixed a mere $2.48 price tag to what turned out to be a monumental piece of American history. Commissioned by President John Quincy Adams in 1820, the copy is only one of only 200 produced. The accidental discovery was eventually auctioned, securing a winning bid over $477,000. Number 14, a Roman bust. A woman who frequents Goodwill stores in search of unique findings got much more than she bargained for one day while out thrifting. Laura Young, rummaging through secondhand merchandise found inside an Austin, Texas Goodwill store, spotted a statue placed under a table that piqued her interest. What she didn't realize, it was a genuine Roman bust that was first casted somewhere between the 1st century BC to early 1st century AD. Formerly the possession of King Ludwig I of Bavaria, whose life spanned from 1786 to 1868, his long-lost sculpture, now found in the United States, wore a price tag of only $34.99. A true relic from the past, she made the purchase, strapped it in the backseat of her vehicle, and took it home. Having no idea of its vast history and true value, she was highly suspicious of it being worth much more. After connecting with some University of Texas scholars and antiquities experts, it was confirmed to be authentic. Its long timeline saw it standing proud for over 200 years before eventually being moved into a German museum. However, during a World War II bombing campaign, it was severely damaged and disappeared. An American soldier stationed in Germany is thought to have taken it and brought it to Texas upon his return home. Realizing the significance of her thrift store discovery, Young returned the statue and received an undisclosed amount of money. After a short stint on display at the San Antonio Museum of Art, it finally made its return back to Germany. Some state the identity of the sculpture to be Sextus Pompey, a military leader who fought Julius Caesar but failed to defeat him, with others claiming it's actually Roman politician Nero Claudius Drusus Germanicus. Number 13, Billy the Kid. On a search inside a Fresno, California thrift shop, one man lassoed in a historical snapshot that just might have been taken during the days of covered wagons, bandoliers, and six-shooters. Synonymous with the Wild West, famous Western outlaw Billy the Kid, known for his youthful crime sprees, was documented by only a single authenticated image of himself that Billy himself is said to have given to one of his cattle and horse thieving buddies long ago. The handed-down original plate of the historical image would later sell for $2.3 million in 2010. A man named Randy Guerrero out treasure tracking one day at a local junk store, became fascinated by a few rustic tintype photos that he came across, placed inside a weathered cardboard box. He would end up purchasing 3 4x5 images for only $2. One of them featured 2 men and a woman playing croquet with a group of others in an outdoor setting. When Randy learned about the original Billy the Kid image that sold for such a huge amount, out of curiosity, he took a closer look at the image he had purchased for just a couple of bucks and soon realized the appearance of the young man in the multi-million-dollar photo of Billy and the person in the photo he purchased had a striking resemblance. To make the find even more intriguing, the photo he bought seemed to show 4 members from Billy the Kid's posse of outlaws, the Regulators. This sent Randy into years of frenzy, trying to divulge if the photo was the real deal. Although the image's authenticity is denied by some Western Americana historians, after careful examination, one auction house, Kagan's Incorporated, as well as a top facial recognition expert, determined it was indeed Billy the Kid, although there is still much debate surrounding it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Number 12, a letter from Churchill. A $1 find came with much surprise to a shopper when he realized he might have unearthed a historical artifact at a New York secondhand shop. Bearing a London postmark and an embossed stamp from the House of Commons in the UK, the short letter he had found appeared to be a handwritten message by Winston Churchill himself. Although the startling historical discovery would surprise any pastime prospector seeking treasure inside thrift emporiums, the reality was, it was one of many facsimile reproductions copied by a spirit duplicator, a now obsolete technology known as Enigma Machine. Churchill would pen an original note in response to well wishes, gifts, and praises he received throughout his political career, and it was then reproduced many times over by the machine and sent out as a reply as a show of gratitude. A means to determine if any remaining Churchill letters out there are only a copy is the lack of a formal greeting at the start of the note. While these duplicated notes are still truly a thrill to find in the present day, their value is limited at roughly $50 or less. An authentic Winston Churchill signature, complete with salutation, holds significant value, with estimates suggesting it could be worth 4 figures or more, contingent upon the recipient's identity. Number 11, Ching Dynasty jars. As a reminder to thrifters seeking rare, time-worn possessions awaiting discovery, if you come across any petite ceramic vessels that showcase yellow and red ornamental plants interlacing circular foliage and white lotus flowers, be sure to flip it over and check for any mysterious labels. A London thrift shop sold a man a set of what was thought to be just decorative ceramic jars that were actually 18th century Ching Dynasty imperial porcelain that ended up selling for nearly 60,000 pounds, or more than $70,000 at a London auction. The collector of ceramics who bought the jars did so without knowing their amazing history. When he realized the bottom of the jars were labeled, he grew curious of their potential historical significance and value. Made in Jingdezhen in the Jiangxi province in southeastern China, they were imprinted with a 6-character Qianlong seal, the seal of an emperor of the Qing dynasty who ruled from 1736 to 1796. The imperial porcelain is a rare find and was only created under the direction of the imperial court during that time period. A similar set of jars with their lids still intact was once auctioned for $350,000, and another pair in Hong Kong went for over $700,000. The set sold without lids found at the thrift shop had hairline fractures and scratches, rendering them less valuable, but still a substantial payout in the end. Number 10, the Enigma Machine. a flea market vendor in Bucharest, Romania, sold a cryptography device that Nazi Germany used to encrypt communications during World War II. Mistaking it for a typewriter, its purchaser was far from an ordinary customer in search of antique findings, and just so happened to be a mathematician with a huge obsession for deciphering secretive codes. At first look, he was well aware that the machine, now sporting only a $114 price tag, was actually an original German Enigma machine. Stunned by the discovery, he didn't hesitate to make the purchase. By configuring rotors to specific positions, the machine permitted the Third Reich to scramble confidential messages. Deciphering required knowledge of the rotor setting, otherwise, cracking Enigma communications proved nearly insurmountable. The Germans placed unwavering trust in the security of their code, using it extensively for communicating sensitive wartime data and information. As the war unfolded, the Enigma contraptions and encryptions evolved into intricate puzzles. In response, mathematician Alan Turing and the brilliant minds at Bletchley Park, a converted private home where the British intelligence services operated a code-breaking organization, ingeniously forged systems to outsmart and unravel the perpetually shifting Enigma codes. Some argue that deciphering the Enigma code played a pivotal role in abbreviating World War II by approximately 2 years. Alan Turing's wartime achievements are portrayed in the Oscar-nominated film The Imitation Game. The apparatus acquired from the flea market fetched a staggering sum of almost $52,000. Number 9. NASA spacesuits. In a serendipitous find, a duo of college students stumbled upon some cosmic apparel at a local thrift store, nabbing vintage spacesuits for a mere 20 cents each.
This is arguably the thrift shop find of the century.
On a shopping mission for closeout deals at a Titusville, Florida Salvation Army, the two thrifters discovered lying under a stack of winter sweaters 5 blue-looking jumpsuits that were placed near the corner of the shop.
Just digging through a whole bunch of sweaters and stuff. There's the blue one, and then, I thought there was done, and then I moved some more clothes aside. Then I was pulling out another one and another one.
Along with the outfits, they also nabbed a white jumpsuit with a number on the back of it.
The white suits, they were used by the people who were actually loading the astronauts on board.
With the patches on the apparel clearly showing the official NASA logo and names of the actual NASA astronauts on them.
The name is Nelson, N-E-L-S-O-N, so astronaut Nelson.
Already being avid fans of space travel, they both understood the spacesuits could be authentic and were shocked by their stellar find.
We laid them out on a cart and just looked at them and just jaw dropped.
Later confirmed by the American Space Museum, they belonged to astronauts Robert A. Parker, George Pinky Nelson, and payload specialist Charles D. Walker, who flew in space shuttle missions in the early to mid-80s. The 5 authentic NASA flight suits were said to be worth thousands per piece. Number 8. Film art in the shadows. It's a fantasy all thrift shop explorers imagine. For one woman, it became a reality. While exploring thrift stores, former art dealer and collector Laura Stouffer, during a visit to Summerville, South Carolina, stumbled upon a framed picture of a painting titled Shepherd's Call. Intrigued by its charm and affordable price, she made the purchase and brought it home. Little did she know, concealed between the artwork and its cardboard backing was an unexpected treasure, a genuine movie poster from the 1930 Oscar-winning film All Quiet on the Western Front. The cinematic masterpiece not only stands as a testament to harsh realities of war, but also achieved a historic milestone by being the inaugural film to clinch both the Academy Awards for Outstanding Production and Best Director. Upon hitting theaters, the film was praised, only to face a ban in Germany due to strong opposition from Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. The vintage movie poster had a potential value of $20,000, making the discovery a remarkable twist to a thrifting adventure. Number 7. Mini Masterpiece. In the quaint setting of an English auction, one man's father made an unassuming purchase, a box brimming with antiquated odds and ends, all for a modest $46. Among the eclectic collection, a postcard-sized painting caught his eye. Nonchalantly, he stowed it away in a drawer where it lay dormant for more than a decade, waiting for its moment to shine. The painting finally saw the light of day when the man decided to pass on the box to his son, Robert Darvell. Unbeknownst to both of them, this inconspicuous painting held the key to an extraordinary narrative. As Rob scrutinized the landscape depicted on the canvas, his attention was drawn to a nearly undetectable signature lingering on the back. Driven by the curiosity and a desire to unveil the untold story behind this unpretentious artwork, he embarked on a journey of investigation. The dividends of his curiosity materialized in 2013 as the father and son duo uncovered the astonishing truth. The painting was in fact an original creation by the early 19th century English landscape painter John Constable. The revelation carried a massive valuation of over $390,000, transforming a neglected postcard-sized piece of art into a priceless masterpiece. Number 6, a golden egg. In a twist of fortune, a scrap metal dealer stumbled upon an extraordinary opportunity at a flea market when he shelled out $14,000 for an intricately designed golden egg. Initially intending to melt it down for a modest profit, his plans took an unexpected turn after a bout of online investigation. Before subjecting the ornate egg to the melting crucible, the dealer delved into the depths of the internet and unearthed a 2011 article chronicling the quest for a Fabergé egg lost to time. Made for Russian royalty in the late 1800s to early 1900s. Crafted under the meticulous guidance of Peter Carl Fabergé between 1885 and 1917, as many as 69 exquisite creations came to life, with many enduring to the present day. Among these, the most celebrated are the imperial eggs, specifically fashioned as opulent Easter gifts for the wives and mothers of Russian emperors Alexander III and Nicholas II. Of the imperial eggs, more than 40 have withstood the test of time, carrying a substantial worth in the millions. Recognizing the potential significance, the scrap dealer sought the counsel of a distinguished Fabergé expert and antiquities dealer in the heart of London. To his astonishment, the specialist authenticated what is known as the third imperial egg, made of solid 18-karat gold. Expert estimations propose a value of $33 million, turning what seemed like a mere scrap metal purchase into an extraordinary find. And a side note for treasure hunters out there, there's still a handful of imperial eggs still reported missing today. Number 5, Artful Alchemy. In a quirky twist of fate, a mere $4 painting snagged from the depths of a New Hampshire thrift store turned out to be the works of renowned artist N.C. Wyeth. Casually purchased for $4 by a woman perusing the cheap home goods section at Savers, the painting was actually from an interior illustration inside the cover of a 1939 edition of a Helen Hunt Jackson novel titled Ramona. Caught in the spell of the frame, rather than the painting's intricate, vibrant hues and emotional depth, the savvy bargain shopper decided to dig into its origins. A hasty Google search upon bringing it home yielded no results, leaving the mystery unresolved. Eventually, she opted to unveil her discovery within the Facebook group Things Found in Walls in the hopes of unraveling any additional insights from the community. Through the vast reach of social media, the painting caught the eye of Rockland, Maine-based art conservator Lauren Lewis, who embarked on a 3-hour road trip to inspect the piece. Lewis, familiar with Wyeth's work, detected subtle nuances that hinted at the artist's touch. With a confident assertion of nearly absolute authenticity, the mystery painting was indeed confirmed to be the handiwork of N.C. Wyeth, the patriarch of the Wyeth artistic lineage. Thought to be worth up to $250,000, a $191,000 sales transaction that was put in place fell through before clinching a new buyer. Number 4, $5 debacle. In 1992, a 73-year-old truck driver, a woman named Terry Horton, unwittingly acquired a massive, unattractive painting for $5 from a thrift shop, intending to give it to a friend as a gag gift to uplift her spirits. Despite the humorous and thoughtful reception, her friend, who lived in a trailer, lacked the space to accommodate the peculiar find, which was the size of a dining room table. This prompted Horton to keep it. When she later attempted to sell it at a yard sale, a knowledgeable local art teacher suggested investigating its potential authenticity as a Jackson Pollock creation. Horton, having no idea the person he was referring to, recalled using some colorful language in response.
He said, "You might have a Jackson Pollock painting here." And I said, "Who is Jackson Pollock?"
This led Horton to enlist the services of a forensic specialist who matched a partial fingerprint belonging to the renowned splatter painter found on the canvas of the painting to fingerprints found on an old can of paint in Pollock's studio and 2 other Pollock canvases that were previously authenticated. But some art collectors disputed the claims, with others saying it does not have the soul of a Pollock. The twists and turns of her quest to sell her unique artwork as an original Pollock painting are detailed in a 2006 documentary. A Saudi Arabian buyer eventually offered her $9 million for the artwork. She refused the offer and insisted on $50 million, although she was living on Social Security at the time. Unfortunately, Horton would die in 2019 without selling the disputed painting. Number 3, Lombardi's knitted legacy. In a lucky turn of events in 2014, a thrifty husband and wife stumbled upon an old West Point sweater at a Goodwill. What appeared to be an ordinary find was marked with a price tag of only 58 cents. Originally intended for resale as vintage clothing, the wife's decision to repair the moth-damaged sweater for her husband unveiled an unforeseen outcome. One evening, as the couple immersed themselves in a documentary about the legendary football coach Vince Lombardi, they were struck by a sense of déjà vu. The sweater Lombardi was sporting bore an uncanny resemblance to their secondhand store discovery. To their astonishment, a closer inspection revealed Lombardi's name intricately woven into the fabric. Determined to confirm their extraordinary find, Sean and Ricky McElvoy underwent a meticulous process. Once confirmed, the West Point sweater, once an overlooked relic, transformed into a lucrative artifact, fetching an impressive $43,020 on the market. This tale of thrift store good fortune not only underscores the unexpected value hidden in ordinary items, but also adds a remarkable chapter to the legacy of Vince Lombardi and the world of sports memorabilia. Number 2, a World War II stash. In the heart of Edmond, Oklahoma, an employee of a Goodwill store uncovered a remarkable piece of history, unveiling a treasure trove of hidden documents and artifacts dating back to the era of World War II. Within an ordinary lockbox, the workers stumbled upon a secret compartment that housed a collection of well-preserved valuables. Among the finds were discharge papers from the United States Navy, meticulous service records, a medal adorned with several service ribbons, and a thank you letter personally signed by then President Harry Truman. The documents painted a narrative of a young Navy sailor named Robert H. Lynch, who had served his country with honor and was subsequently honorably discharged. President Truman's letter expressed gratitude to Lynch and all those who answered the call of duty, acknowledging their fortitude and calling on them to provide leadership in the pursuit of peace. The Goodwill staff, convinced that these items had been unintentionally donated, embarked on a mission to trace the living relatives of the seafaring Navy man. Their efforts led them to a family member, and the remarkable collection was returned to its rightful place. This heartening discovery adds a new chapter to the legacy of a forgotten hero and underscores the unpredictability of finding historical artifacts in the most unexpected places. And number 1, a revolutionary newspaper. In the months leading up to the Revolutionary War, a pivotal edition of the Pennsylvania Journal and the Weekly Advertiser emerged on December 28, 1774, overflowing with ads and articles that robustly ignited the flames of revolt against British rule. The historic paper became a clandestine beacon of defiance. For centuries, only 3 copies of this revolutionary publication were known to exist. However, in a remarkable turn of fate in 2018, a Goodwill employee in Woodbury Heights, New Jersey, unearthed a 4th copy, an extraordinary find that would rewrite the historical records of American history. Emblazoned with the iconic Unite or Die masthead, a reimagined version of Benjamin Franklin's powerful Join or Die design graced the top of the page. The paper also bore the imprints of John Hancock, president of the Provincial Congress, with 4 distinct printed articles. The journey of this precious artifact was not without tribulations. Its arduous odyssey seen the news pages stained, submerged in standing water, and a mouse encounter, all the pages bearing the scars of its tumultuous past. Recognized for its unparalleled significance, it was purchased in 2019 for an undisclosed sum.